And in this module, we'll concentrate on how to contact the media and let them know about your story that's newsworthy. And there's no doubt the best way to do that is through a media release. Now, without doubt, the media release is one of the most important public relations tools available to you. It stood the test of time and continues to be a main PR player. The power of a media release continues to be overlooked by plenty of businesses and individuals, but underestimate the media release at your own peril. A media release that's cleverly constructed with a carefully crafted headline will attract the attention of the media immediately, which can instigate a telephone call from a reporter requesting you or someone from your business for an interview. And remember just how valuable free media publicity can be. Imagine watching your CEO on a television news service talking professionally about the business or its brand, products or services. Perhaps your spokesperson is a guest on a local radio show talking about a new innovation that's going to help thousands of people. Or your business is featured on the front page of the paper with plenty of quotes from the head of marketing. Or you're interviewed on a podcast after the host of the podcast saw your media release. Now, all of these scenarios are not just possible, they're highly likely, provided you've got a story that's newsworthy and provided that you've written your media release correctly. But then there are those who say, I have no idea where to start. I don't know what to write. I don't have any writing skills. How do I write a headline? What's next? I don't understand the layout, or do I include my logo? And if so, where do I put it? Well, the good news is all of the above can be learnt and quickly. And once you learn the skill of writing a media release, you'll get more proficient the more often you write them. And remember, it doesn't cost you anything except a little time. But there's one very important point I need to make. Not every media release you write will generate a response from the media. There will be disappointments, there's no question about that, but there will be reasons, and you need to understand those reasons. Number one, your media release headline didn't hit the mark. In other words, the person within the media newsroom who received and read your media release saw the headline and wasn't intrigued enough to continue reading. This is a common occurrence. Remember, newsrooms and their staff are busy. They don't have time to read a media release all the way through, and that's why the headline is absolute key. The media release was sent too late. Again, a common mistake. You send out your media release at 9 o'clock in the morning and you're holding your media conference 2 hours later. The problem with that is you're not allowing the media organisation enough time to divide up their camera crews and reporters and then send those crews to your media conference. They may already be assigned other stories. Number three, there's a lot of news about on the day that you send out your media release. Again, this can happen a lot. If you're looking for media coverage on a day where there has been a major government announcement, the local sporting team is holding a major announcement as well, and there are a range of other newsworthy stories occurring as well, it becomes harder for you to gain traction. Unless, of course, your story falls within the important and necessary categories. Another reason media releases are overlooked is because they're sent to the wrong email address or fax machine, or they simply don't reach any destination because of incorrect send contact details. And number five, it may be that your media release is simply not newsworthy. This generally occurs through a lack of experience. But here's the thing, please don't be downhearted. The fact that you understand news now, and you also understand some of the reasons why your media release didn't get traction, is so important in the process of moving forward. One surefire way of learning fast is to ring the newsrooms and politely ask the person who received your release, which is generally the Chief of Staff, the reasons why there was no action taken on your media release. But couch your conversation in such a way that it shows that you're wanting to learn rather than being angry at the result. This will only get the media offside and doesn't do any party any good.
Persistence is the key. The more you write media releases, the better you will become, and that in turn will give you more confidence. A well-crafted media release will also strengthen your relationship with the media. When they notice your well-written release, they will quickly understand you know what you're doing. The media is extremely busy, and as I've previously mentioned, the last thing they need to be doing is reading through a media release that has no angle, is poorly written, has spelling mistakes throughout, with a lame headline. It's important to note that the person from within a media organisation will generally only read the headline and the next paragraph. If they lose interest in the story by then, you've wasted your time. If, however, you hook the reader with the headline and follow-up paragraph, you're halfway there. The decision to ultimately do a story based on your media release and its contents will generally be made at what's known as the morning meeting, or it may be in the afternoon. The morning meeting, as we'll call it, is attended by the Chief of Staff, who generally receives your media release first off, the senior producer, and the news director. The group will discuss which stories should be covered for that particular day. If your media release has grabbed the attention of the Chief of Staff, they'll promote your story to the others in the meeting, and generally, when that is done, the story will be initiated. Often, the structure of the release is discussed at the morning meetings, and if you've nailed it, then you and your organisation will be praised. And as I mentioned earlier, this only strengthens your relationship with that particular organisation, so don't underestimate this, please.
But make no mistake, your number one goal is to get your media release into that meeting. So let's look at the tactics and strategies that's going to achieve that.